One of you says on the text line, 601-879-4395, by the way, if you want to be a part. Imagine what Plumlee had to hear in Starkville last year. I couldn't.
It was brutal.
And constant.
Yeah.
Just constant. It was funny. So Ole Miss was in Oxford last weekend, and Auburn, actually, it's a pretty cool little student section Auburn made. So it's field level behind the right field wall, and they made the right field wall a chain link. And so they're sitting field level. They put like 3 rows of like bleachers and let them set up chairs and stuff. 100 students or so out there in right field. Mm-hmm. And I heard that they were, trying to yell at the Ole Miss outfielders over the weekend. And I thought, these guys have heard probably worse from 10 times more people that are out there. If you think you're going to impact these guys at all when they played in Starkville, for example, last year, I mean, they go to Baton Rouge, they go to Fayetteville. Sorry, guys. I respect the effort. I appreciate that Auburn's trying to build something in their outfields for students. You're not really getting the job done here.
No.
It's like Vanderbilt fans trying to make noise on third down. I appreciate the effort. You're not doing anything.
Yeah, I get that you have to go through the motions, but seriously.
What is the Joey Bell story from LSU? Donald and Oxford references that.
He jumped the fence.
Oh,
I get after some fans.
I've never heard of this. So you had a malice at the Palace, a smackdown in Starkville?
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
He jumped the fence? Like were punches thrown? Was it legit?
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm sure there was something, though, yeah. So that's not the right guy to go trying to set off. He'll get you. You know Joey Bell is, right?
Yeah, but I've never heard this story before.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah. Yeah, he got out there in the lounge.
Oh, that's hilarious. What I love, the best part about that is when you know that these guys got crap all weekend and they enjoy it and embrace it, and after the final game Sunday, they reach out and like high five State fans. Ole Miss fans are not on the fence, obviously, so you can't do that. And like they exchange food and stuff and pleasantries. That's how it should be. Just, you're going to get yelled at. It's going to be personal, but it's not personal. It's going to feel like it, but it's not. And when the series is over, wave to them, and they'll give you food.
Once the war is over, we all got to live together.
Something like that. He mooned the crowd. I didn't know this.
I thought that was the Oklahoma State guy. I forget his name that mooned the crowd.
Why do I not know these stories?
You need to look into the history of Diddy Noble Field.
I do. My gosh, I had no idea that happened. I mean, I know a TCU player gave the middle finger to the Ole Miss students and the C on his shirt.
Well, there's a Mississippi State player that did that too, not too long ago. So I think it was Brent Brownlee coming out of the outfield, just gave it to him. And of course, the famous story of who's the pitcher? Oh, I got to remember his name. You talk for a second.
We get one message. Joey Bell's biggest dust-up was with a State fan in Athens at the SEC tournament in 1987.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Okay, it's possible.
He climbed the fence because State fans threw a watermelon at him?
It might be, yeah. No, it wasn't some good-natured ribbing that got him set off. I'll put it that way.
It was something legit?
Yeah.
Wow. So David adds a little context to the story. I won't read on air because he's using specific names, but next time we see this person, I got to ask him about it. Got to find out more. I had no idea that we had a baseball malice at the Palace. I mean, it was before I was born, but I wish I knew this.
Oh, this is bothering me that I can't remember this guy's name. Anyway, there was a pitcher for State in a game where State and Ole Miss were playing in Oxford. He came on the mound wearing an Archie Who button, and they made him take it off. And then at the end of the game, he struck out Archie Manning and flipped him off on his way to the dugout.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds electric.
It's fantastic, right? Can you imagine if last year Bednar. Oh, I guess Bednar's not a good example. Well, Nikhazy. Yeah, Nikhazy had struck out Tanner Allen and just flipped him off on his way back. The place would have come apart. There would have been people on the field trying to get Nikhazy.
Yeah.
You know? Or if Landon Sims had done that in the ninth inning on Sunday. Just tossed up the bird on his way, on his way back to the dugout.
So the mooning was an Oklahoma State player.
Yeah,
center
I knew
fielder
that,
in Starkville.
Yeah. Drop trowel out there in the
You can't do that.
Well, this was back before college baseball was televised, so you can get away with it. I think there's a picture of it, though. Some newspaper guy got a picture of it.
Oh, I might. I can't Google that in here. I mean, I guess I could, but I would have a hard time explaining that.
Anthony Blackman, that was his name, yeah.
How about that? Scotty, the Ole Miss game tonight is streaming. It's streaming tonight, so if you know how to use the SEC Network Plus platform, you can watch it there. Otherwise, you can listen to it on the radio on your local SuperTalk Mississippi station, depending on your market. But if you go on our website, you can pick market that is airing the game. Tomorrow night's game will be on the SEC Network, though. Tom Hart and Kyle Peterson will be on the call for that one. So that's why you've got a 7 o'clock pitch on a Saturday. It's because you're getting it on the network. So there you go. Ole Miss and Tennessee this weekend in Oxford. Hard sellouts for 3 games, huge series, 2 teams that are ranked number 1 in 2 separate polls. Tennessee comes in, their style of play. If you haven't watched Tennessee play yet, Richard asked Kyle Peterson about this yesterday. If you haven't seen Tennessee play yet under Tony Vitello, and you're an Ole Miss fan, you're going to hate it. They are cocky. There's an arrogance to the way they carry themselves and the way they play, and it's wearing their emotions on their sleeve. There's bat flips. There's all that stuff. You're going to hate it. They have modeled their style after their head coach, and they're a very good baseball team. And if they're beating you, it's going to feel worse than when almost anybody else is beating you. They carry themselves with an arrogance that's hard to describe until you see it.
Yeah. One thing I would say to Ole Miss fans is, last season, if you remember, State played Arkansas week 2, number 1 versus number 2 in the country. State gets swept, and everybody's like, "Oh, State's not as good as you think they are." Blah blah blah. Well, we all know how that turned out. If it doesn't go your way this weekend, Rebel fans, don't jump off the bandwagon. Don't be texting Borky saying, "I told you Mike Bianco never get it done." It's just one series. You really do have. In baseball, you really do have to buy in the idea that it's just one series and you can always keep winning. So I think Ole Miss can take that series. But if they don't, or if it goes really bad and Tennessee gets all 3, it doesn't mean the season's over.
It doesn't, but we'll get those messages.
Brantley Jones, that was the name of the pitcher. Thank you.
Brantley Jones.
Tim in Batesville, yes. And I knew that, too, and I could not remember. I gave Archie Manning the finger. What a legend.
I have got to find that. That is, wow.